Good morning everyone, my name is Dodds. Welcome to episode 105 of Dodds Diaries. Today is Wednesday the 3rd of May. It's now 20 to 5 in the morning, and today I go on my last ever rail journey on a discount. It's my last ever journey on my 26 to 30 rail card, and then in about just over, I think, 12 days time, my rail card expires and I go on to full adult fares until I become 60 years old. So it's sort of an end of an era for me. And a way to finish my era of discounts, I'm going to be travelling on a round-robin journey today, a bit like what I did for my 50th Dodds Diary in 2016. I'm here in Cheshire Street, going to drive up to Newcastle. The journey is going to consist of a round-robin of Newcastle, Manchester, Birmingham, Carlisle, back to Newcastle. I'm driving up to Newcastle and parking because by the time I get back, I'll have missed the last bus back to here. It's going to be a long day, this. I don't really get up in the morning this early that much nowadays, unless it's work. I'm quite tired, me. But anyway, time to hit the road. Right, I'm in Newcastle now. Took me a bit longer to get up here because the A1 is partially shut with the major roadworks ongoing. I've parked up at Stevenson Quarter, multi-storey. It'll cost me £12 for 24 hours, which compared to other places here is actually really good. Central Station is just up here. I'm going to go and grab myself a bite to eat before I catch my first train of the day. Right, so off I go on me round robin. We'll catch the 0606 Transpennine to Manchester Victoria, due down there about 8:22, and thankfully it is running. Transpennine have got a reputation of cancelling, I would say, at least half the amount of trains in a day, and they're pretty much the worst train operator around so far for cancelling trains. And then I'll have a few hours in Manchester before I move on to Birmingham in the afternoon. A few hours in Birmingham, and then up to Carlisle on a Pendolino, and then an hour in Carlisle before I come back to here. So there's going to be a couple of new journeys for me today. Manchester to Birmingham, one of them being via Stockport and Stoke-on-Trent. Haven't done that way yet. And then Birmingham to Wolverhampton to Stafford. Well, the West Coast to the West Coast main line. Haven't done that bit yet, so that's another new journey for me. So, and there's going to be a few different trains. So I've got I'll be getting a Nova 1, a Voyager, Crosscountry Voyager, a Pendolino, and either one of these 156s or 158s back to here tonight. So at the moment here in Newcastle we've got 800 105, a couple of 158s down there with a 156. And a 158, a 156, and another 156 behind us, coming out of Heaton Depot. Pretty unusual for me to be here early this time of the morning. Could be a very long time before it ever happens again. I hope today runs alright. It's a long journey, and everything has to be on time, every single part of it. Right, first situation report already. We've got a trespasser on the line, ironically, at my place, Cheshire Street. I'm probably guessing on the viaduct again, but then hopefully not. Anyway, so I'm going to get on this 0535. I'm built in the 0606, but the conductor is allowing the 0606 onto this train. We'll get this to Piccadilly, and then, so instead of Victoria, I'm trying to be down there for at least 4 hours, but obviously it's eat into a bit of time. God knows how long it takes to shift this, but see how it goes. that LNER that left earlier on is apparently stuck at Low Fell, so see how it goes. Well, I think this is where the problem is. One yellow or 5 there, which is the 526 to London, is stuck at signal 202 around Low Fell Junction, and yeah, so there's a green crossover, so the green light there boosted crossovers, and yeah, somewhere here is where that incident is currently happening. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And my last discounted journey is off to a very bad start. The train's now been cancelled, so what's going to happen now? I need to get down for Manchester. My train out of Manchester to Birmingham is 12:22. Right, it's now 7:09. Still going nowhere, stuck in Newcastle. So I'm not going to make it down there. See what's what. Right, take 2. Let's see what will happen here. This will be late running 7:43. This will depart, so I'm going to be getting down there about an hour and a half late at least. But on the plus side, it'll be a full refund. Woohoo, finally on the way. Of course, a good chance we're going to get delayed a bit more.
The next stop for this service will be Durham.
We're leaving Leeds now.
Like you said, I was going to have a look, and you said, yeah, just don't book it without telling me, so presumably.
It was more like if you have any specific dates that you have planned, maybe I can try to arrange next time on my brother and stuff. I think they're coming over the last week, that's like seriously. You're not gonna have a suitcase though?
No.
You're not gonna have a backpack?
No.
We need to find one.
stop will be Dewsbury.
For your safety and security, this train is fitted with CCTV. Please keep your belongings with you or in sight at all times. If you notice anything suspicious, please speak to a member of staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. If you see it, say it and we'll sort it. For the benefit.
No sign of a cat. The relief orders failed. Lovely scenery down the Trans-Pennine Route.
Please keep both safely and securely in the overhead rack so that all seats are available for others to use.
我是对300多，因为我把手机，只要能没有你们俩这都外面就是很贵。我这儿有太阳。我当时录vlog，然后当时一看vlog，我在那个瞟到眼，我就被笑了。低调，快个比赛。好的。但是我现在看可以，也不能这样。真爱为啥？就是那个像。那个还没几代。曝光了，我觉得白瞎了。几点到？我还有多少钱到？
Just in Greater Manchester now, it's going through Dye Bridge. And nearly there now, just coming up to Ardwick. But then money down here for less than 2 hours. Better late than never. Right, better late than never. I'm in Manchester. I've already got under 2 hours before I move on to my next destination. So, I'm looking to the city for a bite to eat, and then come back here. Right, on I go. Right, here I am, Piccadilly Dodds, in the city of Manchester. It is 10:40. I'm literally only here for a pit stop, like half an hour, 40 minutes. Now I'll go back to the station, get a bit of spotting before I move on to Birmingham afterwards. Hey, what a morning. I thought I wasn't going to get down, but finally I made it. This is a good location for getting trams. That one there is going to the airport, so now you can get a tram direct from here to Manchester Airport. And the one I got to was going to Bury. Do a little bit here, and then I go back to the station. these trams are far different than the original T68s we used to get around Manchester. The last ones were withdrawn about 2013. Done enough here. I'm going to head back to Piccadilly station now. As I said, I would have had more time if I hadn't been severely delayed this morning, but that's just the way it is. Hopefully I could come back another year, maybe spend a night or two. Right, I'm at Piccadilly station. I'm going to do a bit of spotting here. Just got started straight away. Down there on number 4, that is my train to take me to Birmingham New Street, 12:25 Crosscountry service, which is terminating at Oxford. That's because of the bridge problems between Oxford and Didcot Parkway. which has shut the line until at least June. We've got a Nova 3 set down there, with a 3.1 down there, and we've got an Avanti Pendolino here. I'll be on one of them later on this evening. Here comes one of the new Transport for Wales Class 197s. And just like the Northern 195s, these are built by CAF in Spain. And these actually have a few differences compared to the other ones. One of them being actually luggage racks. And these look really nice. Now them trains are now replacing the slowly outdated Class 175s, the Adobias. That's going to Manchester Airport, which hopefully this year will be able to cope with all the passengers and the flights compared to the chaos what happened there last year. So here's my train to Birmingham New Street, 12:25 Oxford service, and this will be a new journey for me to go via Macclesfield and Stoke-on-Trent. Over there in the distance, that's the Etihad Stadium on Man City.
now arriving into Stockport. If you're leaving us here, have a look round, make sure you take all your luggage, personal items with you. Do mind the gap between the train and the platform, Stockport.
We're heading down towards Maddlesfield, and then to Stoke-on-Trent, Stafford, then over to Wolverhampton, then Birmingham. Make sure you've got your luggage, personal items with you, mind the gap between the train and the platform, Mansfield. We're just coming towards Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent, next call. If you're leaving us here, have a look round, make sure you take all your luggage, personal items with you, mind the gap between the train and the platform. Stoke-on-Trent.
is Stafford. If you're leaving us here, have a look round. Make sure you take all your luggage, personal items with you. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Stafford.
Turn off the West Coast Main Line.
Good customers who joined us there at Stafford, cross-country service through to Oxford. Safety notices located throughout the service and the carriage and the vestibules. Please do have a look at these. Keep an eye on your luggage, personal items while you're on board. If you do see anything suspicious, please do report it to a member of train crew or text the British Transport Police 61016. See it, say it, sorted. Next calling point will be Wolverhampton.
We're just coming towards Birmingham New Street for a change, coming in from the northern end. We passed Smethwick earlier on. I'm down here for the next 4 hours.
I was going to do it yesterday, but I fell asleep. I missed halfway. I missed what you just said.
Well, not actually near Birmingham, I was passing through Bestard.
Yeah. Ooh. It's giving snatched. Still looks snatched. Oh. All I said was period. Go for it. She wants you dead.
to Birmingham New Street. If you're leaving us here, have a look round, make sure you take all your luggage, personal items with you. Do mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Keep all your tickets and travel documentation. Ticket barriers are in operation here at Birmingham New Street Station. We depart Birmingham New Street at 14:03, continuing to Birmingham International, Coventry, Leamington Spa, Banbury and Oxford, terminating at Oxford at 15:40. This is due to problems with a viaduct in between Oxford and Didcot Parkway. Now arriving Birmingham New Street.
And here I am again. Right, it's 2:10 from one city to another. I've gone through the UK's third biggest city. Now here I am in the second city of the UK, Birmingham. This is the big daddy himself, New Street Station. Straight away, got my badge, no problem. So I'm in this city for just under 4 hours before I head up the West Coast main line to Cumbria. Last time I was here was in June 2021. So, we've got 350 here, Pendolino, and there's still a 350 in the ex-London Midland livery. And there's a 323 class 323 coming in. 17 coming in. Hey, what a good day I'm having. Get quite a lot of mileage in. That was a nice ride, that, down through Stoke-on-Trent. And got another, later on, got another fab journey to look forward to. It takes us back up to Carlisle. So above the station is Grand Central Shopping Centre. In the old days, when this city was full of concrete, when this station was full of concrete on the top, it used to be called the Palisades. That was knocked down when this was all rebuilt from like the pit over at least 5 or 6 years. There's where's the Bull Ring, that's the Rotunda Tower up there. This is, outside of London, this is the hub of the British Rail network. Trains go in all directions from here. While I'm down here, I have to keep an eye out on the trains on the West Coast main line. Because obviously I've got a 3-hour journey to take me up to Carlisle later. It has to run on time for us to get back to Carlisle in time for that 22:04 to Newcastle. So if there are any problems, then I'll have to bail out of here early just to get up to that bit. But hopefully there'll be no more drama after what happened this morning. voyages going to Newcastle. But normally I'd be going on one of those out of here, but instead I'm going the other way up the country. Now that loud noise is coming from the big fans they have on the platforms, and they have them on to increase the ventilation underground. That's going to Roty Trent Valley. Nowadays it's run with 350s since they electrified the chase line, or it used to be 150s and 153s. That's come from Birmingham International. I could actually do that place just for a ride if I have time. And that is lovely, getting 323 221, which has been repainted into the original Regional Railways Central livery. rate. I think I'd know which bit I would go in. Bit of a worry on that cross-country Voyager. It's displaying Birmingham International. Apparently there is a failed train between International and Coventry that's blocking the lines. So not panicking, but so keep your wits about us. That probably explains why there's not been hardly any Pendolinos for quite a while. But I hope there's no problems there, because my train up to Carlisle comes from London. don't often see freight trains going through New Street Station, because it usually is too busy for them to do that. But that's a fantastic moment for me. Meantime, I've got another heart-stopper moment currently happening. So as it is, the line's been blocked between Birmingham International and Coventry. So having to constantly check the times, because obviously I have to get from here up to Carlisle, and it has to run on time. I can't be left stranded. So just when I thought things were easy, it ain't over yet. But on these days out, anything can happen. Right, I'm going to finish it here. Have a look around the city. I think I'm just going to stay here and still try and enjoy myself, but I'll have to just bear in mind the situation between Birmingham International and Coventry. You take a look at New Street Station now, you think what an absolute impressive transformation this station went. From being a slab of concrete till this magnificent station with a lovely roof on it, letting in all that natural light. So also, I think now this is actually now the size of Wembley Stadium. It's massive station this. Now of course over here is where the John Lewis store used to be, but sadly that only lasted a few years. It was pretty much a casualty of the COVID pandemic. Hey, it's a massive difference compared to when it was the old Palisade shopping centre up here. Right, so I'm going to have a walk around the city for a bit. Shame the little display, one of the eyes is not working on the station. It's like one massive mirror when you look at it. I'll have a walk around for a bit and then I'll come back and see what's what. I think I'll have a look in the Bull Ring, and also one of the world's biggest Primark stores is here as well. So over here is Moore Street Station, which is where you get Chiltern Railways to London Marylebone and West Midlands Railway towards Worcester and Kidderminster and that. And that is Selfridge's department store. Like how that was built in 2003. Now apparently just behind me is one of the world's biggest Primark stores right here, which I'm going to go and have a look at. And here I am right in the centre of Birmingham, outside the Bull Ring shopping centre, beside the Rotunda. That's a New Street over there. I'm going to walk over there, have a look at the tram system. over to the right there, I've just had a look in, is over there is one of the world's biggest Primark stores. Now if my mate was in there, she'd probably be in there for a whole year at least. It's a lovely sunny day today, and a bit of good news on the railway side. That blockage has cleared at Hampton and Arden, where the freight train broke down, so my train is actually running on time from London Euston up to Carlisle tonight. For a moment I thought I was going to have to bail out and go back via Crosscountry if they would have let us.
Where you at?
On the walk along New Street towards Corporation Street. This gives me memories of that lovely 2-night holiday I had here back in June 2021 while the football was on, but also while COVID restrictions were easing up. It was just before the nightclubs had all reopened, but anyway, to walk along here at like nearly midnight for me was very, very strange. Now, the tramway is just up here, and it has actually been extended a bit more since I was here nearly 2 years ago. So here's the West Midlands Metro, which has now been extended to Edgbaston Village, past New Street now. Like the Blackpool tramway, this system still retains conductors to buy your tickets from. Unlike the Nottingham Express Transit tram system, you have to buy a ticket before you get on the tram. So thankfully my train is running. We catch the 1807 Avanti West Coast that goes to Edinburgh. Catch that up to Carlisle. Get there about just after 9:05, and now I've got about an hour's connection onto the 2204 back to Newcastle on the Tyne Valley line. Yeah, had a hard-stopping moment. That freight train had cleared at Hampton and Arden earlier on. Just hope I have no more trouble getting back to the northeast now. Because to be honest, I don't know if Crosscountry will have actually let us get back to Newcastle on an Avanti ticket and a Northern ticket, considering how pricey it is to get down here anyway from the northeast. Here's my train to Carlisle, 1807 service. It is actually arriving about 13 minutes late, but it'll actually make up all the time once it leaves. And I'm on this for 3 hours up the West Coast Main Line. And, oh, I've actually got a refurbished Pendolino as well. So, at least I'm lucky to ride on a refurbished Pendolino. So I've got new seat covers, new carpets, colours, all that. Actually new seats altogether. And by using Seat Guru, I was able to pick a good one. This is D37 that I'm sat in. I get a good window view. And up we go. And actually the last direct train from here to Newcastle was now about 6:05 out of here. But anyway, I'm off my way now. So it's goodbye for me for this city. Maybe another time I could be back. So it stops at Salmon and Dudley, Wolverhampton, Crewe, Warrington Band Key, Whitling North Western, Preston, Lancaster. Oh yeah, it does stop it.
Good evening folks, Mark Chairman speaking. Welcome to Customers Boarding at Birmingham Newsweek. We are the 1807 Edinburgh service. Train will call at Salmon and Dudley next in 10 minutes time. Then it's on to Wolverhampton, Stafford, Crewe, Warrington, Key, Wigan, North Western, Preston, Lancaster, Oxnam, Carlisle, Haymarket and Edinburgh into Edinburgh 2221. Our first class coaches are towards the back of the train. Here this is coaches J and the half carriage of K. We have a standard premium coach which is coach H for hotel. Then our standard class are from the centre to the front. These are labelled GU, F, E, D, C, B and A at the very front. Coach A at the very front being our quiet zone, so do actually keep noise to a minimum if you are in this coach. Because of travelling in coach H, if you are on the standard class ticket, please be aware there is a supplement to be paid, depending on the length of your journey, ranging from £15 to £30. Do not wish to pay this supplement, please know there are seats available right throughout the train. Now, it was a very busy train from London, I do appreciate that, however there are seats available throughout the train now. Samuel and Dudley will be the next caller point, with you there in 10 minutes time folks, and at Samuel and Dudley it's the doors in the left hand side of the direction of travel.
Well, he's done a better job of it. I did actually look at doing first class on here, but unfortunately it was a little too expensive for me. Would have liked to have compared it to say LNER. To the home of the Wolves, or the Wanderers, Wolverhampton Wanderers. and coming into Stafford. So now I'm on the West Coast Main Line for the next 2.5 hours.
I don't have time to build it, and that's the problem. Plus, I doubt it. It has to be budgeted.
Just approaching Crewe, passing Bassford Hall Yard. That is a 67 with a rate of ex-LNER Mark IV coaches, and actually beyond that is what would have been a Grand Central Mark IV carriage. Yeah, I do miss them trains when they were GNER back in the day. Got a 153 over there and some more Transport for Wales Mark IV carriages. This is one of the new London North Western Railway trains. Class 730. This is Bassford Hall Yard.
on board this Avanti West Coast service to Edinburgh, calling at Warrington Bank Quay, Wigan Northwestern, Preston, Lancaster, Oxenholme Lake District, Carlisle, Haymarket. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Just past Winsford, we had to let a late running fast train go ahead of us on the line of 4. So I think the next after this is Hartford and then Acton Bridge. Lovely scenery here on the West Coast Main Line. It'll get better once I get into Cumbria. I think that was Weaver Junction, which is where the lines to towards Runcorn and Liverpool branch off.
you. Doors we use here at Warrington are in the left-hand side in the direction of travel. Could I also ask, once leaving the train, you do stay the far side of the yellow line. This will enable us to dispatch the train promptly and safely. Arriving into Warrington Quay just under 5 minutes behind schedule. I do apologise, hope it doesn't have a knock-on effect on onward travel arrangements. So this is Warrington Quay.
Actually 3 stations in this town, Bank Quay, and then the other 2, Warrington Central and Warrington West, I think it's called.
Been another weird day trip to Scotland, this area. Scotland March. Don't know where that was, but like lamp. Yeah. We could chat.
There's the Royal Mail train. It's both based, the shell's based on a network train. Oh, there's a connected station for spotting here, but I don't think I'll be here. Never.
Good evening folks, and welcome to Christmas bonus there at Warrington Bank Quay. We have a slightly late running 1927 service to Edinburgh. Wigan North Western's next calling point in 10 minutes. After Wigan, the train goes into Preston, Lancaster, Oxenholme, Carlisle, Haymarket and Edinburgh, where we're due to arrive at 22:21. First class coaches are out towards the rear, also our standard premium coaches H at the back. Standard class coaches from the centre to the front, labelled GU, FED, CBA. Very quiet train now folks, plenty of room for everybody. I want to remind you smoking is not permitted, CCTV is in operation, and anything at all suspicious should be reported to the Transport Police by texting 61016. Also just to inform you, the onboard shop has now closed. It's due a staff changeover at Preston. Shop will reopen shortly on departure from Preston, so if you do require any more refreshments, we ask that you remain seated and await further announcements from the next onboard catering crew. So once again, the onboard shop's now closed, folks. Thank you.
Look at the clouds, you can see lots of straight lines up in the sky. been caused by all the airplanes around here, particularly those out of Manchester Airport and Liverpool and many others that fly over this part of the country. Wigan Tea.
On the approach to Wigan North Western, folks, once again Wigan North Western in a few moments' time. Do take care, step to the platform, please ensure you have your personal belongings. Wigan North Western.
Class 66 freight down there, coming out of Wigan Wallgate station. This is North Western. There's a 150 there. And coming into Preston, which is where you change for my favourite seaside resort, Blackpool. But of course I'm not heading there tonight. I am going there for one night in August. Probably drive over.
Are you all right picking this up at that late? Do you want us to get a taxi? You sure? Okay, I'll see you later then. Yes. Yeah, sure. Alright.
So about an hour away from Carlisle. Although I do wish that I was going west along the Blackpool lines. But I can't do that on my own laptop.
Well, last time we stopped in India. We didn't go over there.
Why don't we get up and stop early then? We didn't know it's
Oh no, it's when they lived at the steady. Sorry. Everything was set up, so you have to show up like 2 days early. Because last time we looked at
That's one of TransPennine Nova 2s, which has got the Eurovision branding on it. Because basically the UK is hosting it on behalf of Ukraine. They're hosting it in Liverpool in about a week and a bit. The M6 motorway there, which I've driven down before when I've drove to Blackpool and that. And this is where the scenery starts to get really good, especially on the northern end of the Pennines. Then we head into Cumbria. So also head alongside the Irish Sea at Hestbank at some point. Yeah, there's that footbridge. Yep, I know all this bit. I was just south of here is the turn off for Blackpool and the M55. And Carlisle. So that was a line to Barrow Furnace that branched off Cumbrian coastline. To Upton Home, which is the village, because over that way is the Lake District and the town of Kendal, where they made Kendal mint cake. It's a lovely place, the Lake District. So that's the line to Kendal and Windermere that branches off here. Quite fun when the train tilts. Again, on this line, it does actually have more bends than what the East Coast Main Line has. It's starting to get dark now, and oh, this is lovely, this. Now I've driven up that M7 plenty of times and I've seen it like this at daytime, and this is stunning, this. around here's T-Bait. Now we go straight through Penrith. Coming into my last stop for this journey. Which is of course Carlisle. I think that's the signal box. Somewhere up there. Somewhere up here. I think we're going to come to a stop here because we're running behind that other Avanti Pendolino that went in front of us. There's Stafford, I think. So we are actually arriving a little bit late. It's alright, I've got like the 55 minutes. There's a class 156. Going there. I think that's the 20. Well, that's, I don't know where that was going, actually, can't remember. Might have been Newcastle, perhaps. So here I am, my last stop off of the night, Carlisle Citadel Station. We're getting here a bit late. It's 21:18. I should have been here about 14 minutes ago. Never mind, it's alright. My train from here is 22:04, back along the Tyne Valley line to Newcastle, and I get there about 23:46. It's an all-stopper service, so it takes long. It's alright, because I've parked up in Newcastle for the day, so as soon as I get back, I get straight in my car, drive down the A1, back to Testy Street. Not doing spotting here tonight. I can still do this place on another day because I can still get here cheap enough without a rail card. There's a Nova 3 parked in platform number 8, just over there, and we've got lots of class 158s and a 156 down there. Now my train is booked to be a class 158 tonight. Meantime, I think I'm going to go and get myself a drink. That's an unrefurbished Pendolino, so I was quite lucky to get one of the refurbished ones up to here from Birmingham. Right, off to the pub I go. So this is at the border city, Carlisle. This is English Street over to that way. It's the Citadel. It's quite quiet in the border city tonight. On a Friday and Saturday night, this place can be chock-a-block. So after doing 3 long intercity trains today, this will be my last train tonight. I should say a regional railways one. This is the 2156 arrival from Chathill, 158855, and this will then form the 2204 to Newcastle. Take me back to Tyneside tonight. Sound in class 158. And off along the Tyne Valley line where you go.
This is the northern service to Newcastle Central. The next stop is Weatherall.
I know that this is a rattling 158.
If you see anything suspicious, please report it to a member of staff or the British Transport Police via text on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
stop there. 158 calls at Weatherall, Brampton, Holtwhistle, Bardon Mill, Hazenbridge, Hexham, Corbridge, Ryden Mill, Stocksfield, Prudder, Wylam, Bladen, Metro Centre, Dunstan, then Newcastle. Moved into the rear carriage, and this does sound much better than the front one.
This is the Northern service to Newcastle Central. The next stop is Bardon Mill.
So just left Holtwhistle.
This is the Northern service to Newcastle Central. The next stop is Corbridge.
Just coming into the Metro Centre now. Might still be some people in there. In the old days, this bit, the Yellow Mall, used to be the Metroland indoor park in the 90s. Shut in 2008. Stops at Dunstan, then goes into Newcastle. So up to Versa bus, going into the interchange over there.
Stop is Dunstan.
To Newcastle now, where my journey on the train started this morning and almost did not get off to a start. metro to go southbound at 20 to midnight, and then the last metros northbound at 25 past midnight. Last one southbound 23:42 out of here. Anyway, let's see which platform we're going to go into tonight. Past the Stevenson Quarter, which is where my car is parked up. I need to go and collect it. Six. Five, actually. Right, back inside the station. I'm going to end the video bits now for tonight. I'll do the outro tomorrow because I am really tired and I just want to get home. So, for you it will be a few moments, maybe it will be about 20 hours. And I'm home now. It is now 10 to 9, so it's been just a few moments for you. For me, it's been a good 20 or so hours at least. I was absolute knackered when I got home last night. Obviously jumped in my car and came straight back here. So, my whole round robin journey, I thought, what a way to finish my era of discounted rail travel before I go on to full fares from the 15th of May. Well, as always with these diaries, these outings, anything can happen, and that's exactly what happened. Twice I had a string of bad luck. So, first you got parked in Newcastle, no problem, and then setting off was meant to go at 06:06 to Manchester Victoria. Unfortunately, I was stuck in Newcastle for an hour and 40 minutes. There was a trespasser on the line here in Chester Street. Took a while for that to be sorted, so for a moment I thought I was going to get absolute nowhere. I was desperately searching for other options, like going via Carlisle, even coach travel as well. I was looking at that as well. I think I might have to start and do coach travel now with fares going to be even more expensive for us. Thankfully my ticket was allowed on any train to Manchester, so I got the one to Piccadilly at what should have been, I think, 07:43, but it left about 8:05. And of course, as a result of that, it means I think I should get a full refund for that journey. That'll be nearly, well, £14–15. It still helps. So, a nice journey to Manchester. It was actually, for me, the first time on a Northern one past Leeds. So that's the furthest I've gone on one of them. And of course they're running diesel mode from York onwards. Nice scenic ride. Nice, if you're going south down the Trans-Pennine route, sit on the left hand side like I did, because that's where you get the view of all of the Pennines, the best scenery, I think. The train was actually quite packed. It actually emptied out at Leeds, and then from Leeds onwards there was plenty of seats all the way to Manchester. And my train terminated at Piccadilly station. Now, I was planning to have 4 hours in Manchester, but my time was cut short there, so really it was just a pit stop into the city centre on a Metrolink tram, quick bit of spotting there, and also then back to the station, bit of spotting at Piccadilly station. Got to saw the Transport for Wales, the new trains, the 197s that are replacing the 175s. They do look good, and there are actually differences on them. The seats are like what you get on the Zoomers. Also, they've actually got luggage racks compared to the 195s, which do not. think they run the same engine. They're built by the same company, CAF, in Spain. I didn't sign in at Piccadilly, but I was absolutely fine. I had no problems at all. And then the next bit of the journey was actually a new journey for me. Manchester, Piccadilly to Birmingham New Street on a cross-country Voyager. And so it took us through Stockport, Macclesfield, Stoke-on-Trent, Stafford, Wolverhampton, then into Birmingham. Another nice ride. I think down through the Potteries line. Is it what's called, the Potteries line? But anyway, again, it wasn't even that full actually. Still plenty of seats about. So took us through a few interesting locations. Stoke-on-Trent, one of them. And then of course onto the West Coast Main Line, Stafford, and then down through Penkridge into Wolverhampton, and then through the intermediate stations towards Samwell and Dudley and Birmingham New Street. That ran on time, no problem. And as soon as I got to Birmingham, I signed in, no problem at all. Did a good spotting session there. Got to saw the Class 323 in the old original Regional Railways Centro livery. They've just it's 323 221 actually. I think eventually West Midlands trains are actually going to be getting rid of them 323s. I think they are replacing them with something else. And all in all, things were going alright in Birmingham. Unfortunately, I thought I was also going to get stuck there, because there was a broken down freight train at Hampton and Arden. It's just near Birmingham International, so it was blocking trains northbound from Coventry into Birmingham. My train from London to take us up on my next part of the journey was coming that way, so I thought I was going to get stranded. The last train from Birmingham direct to Newcastle would have been 6:05, but I don't know if Crosscountry would have actually let us bail out and go back that way. The fare is quite expensive from Newcastle to Birmingham. I always get it in split tickets because it's just that expensive. And I did have a few good hours in Birmingham. Look around, even went into one of the world's biggest Primark stores. And if my mate was with us, I think she'd probably be in there all year. God help us. Anyway, then came another new journey for me. Well, not quite newish, because I'd now covered Stafford into Birmingham, and then of course I've done the West Coast Main Line from Stafford all the way up to Carlisle. But it was the first time going from Birmingham to Carlisle on a Pendolino, and actually this was a refurbished Avanti Pendolino, what I got on it for 3 hours, and it wasn't even busy. It came in 14 minutes late, but we left on time because it would have because of the dwelling time was actually going to be in Birmingham for about 15-20 minutes. Got that up to Carlisle, another nice scenic ride. A lot of the West Coast Main Line, there's parts of it where there's like 4 lines. There's also a lot of bends, particularly around Cumbria, so the tilting trains are quite ideal for that line. So the train was tilting like mainly through the likes of through T-Bay, through the outskirts of the Lake District. I sat on the right hand side, which is ideal if you want to see all the Pennines in that. And it runs up along like the Irish Sea through Hess Bank, so it's a very good nice ride. But I prefer the East Coast Main Line a bit more better because it's my line. Did get Carlisle 14 minutes late, but that wasn't a problem. So my last stop there, then I just went for a pint in the Griffin. Then on to a very rattly Class 158 from Carlisle back to Newcastle, the all-stopper service 2204, 158 855. So it's one of the Perkins engine ones. And and doing that particular journey was to be my last ever discounted rail fare. So what do I have on it? What do I have? I will show you when I get it up. So this is it. This is what I have: a 26 to 30 rail card. So to use by those between 26 and 30 years old, you can obviously renew it as long as you you can renew it on your 30th birthday, but before you have to renew it before you turn 31. So I renewed mine in May last year before I turned 31 in September last year. So the next 10 or 11 days I've got left on it. That's it. So I could obviously go out, but I'm not planning to now. With things the way they are in this country, with the rail strikes now, obviously you know I don't talk about them, but for me it's probably just as well my rail card is actually now expiring, because fares are going to be a lot more expensive for us, and that's going to make train travelling for me less of an incentive. I could still do local short journeys and that, and go out and about on a day ranger, go to Carlisle and that, etc. But I think after all this, I think I'm going to have to start looking at coach travel, whether it's National Express or the Megabus. These rail cards I've been getting have gotten me to all sorts of places. Places I thought I would never ever get to in my life. Journeys I thought I would never ever do. And yeah. So it's sort of kind of an end of an era for me. Now obviously I'm not going to delete it now. I'll just wait until that expires. But there's 2 seconds. I'll just do a bit of it. Just improvise this. Obviously rail cards used to be paper ones, now digital. But now this is what I have to say to me discounted fares. That's it. So it is fair. It's farewell to them. But it's not farewell to me on the railways. Now, of course, I'm sort of part retired from this, and you know, doing long days out, it's far too tiring for me, and I'm just a lot older now, so I can't keep doing them nowadays. I have to go away for a night or two, a few days at least. My focus is on holidays now, you know, and obviously I'm going abroad more. And hopefully another year I'll go further, hopefully further than Europe perhaps. Which brings me on to my next time when I'm out. Well, my boot holiday is coming in 2 months' time. And it's a holiday I have been absolutely looking forward to. It is one of my dream destinations because of my love for the food, the culture. I will also be going on some of the trains over there as well. The places and that, but I can tell you one thing: Ventura, Ventura. I'm not exactly a good opera singer, but anyway, July the 11th, I am travelling to Italy. Italiano. Alessandro Dodds finally goes to Italy. I fly to Milan on July the 11th, come back on the 18th, and while I'm over there, I'm going to be going to quite a few places. I've got trips to Venice and Rome, Lake Como, Genova and Portofino boot. I'm going to be spending at least 2.5 days over there, and I'm going to absolutely enjoy it. My love for pizza and pasta, and a lot of things Italian. Even I like football, of course. They like the football. I love me football. All that is finally going to come true. So until then, thank you very much for watching this diary. I hope I'll still see you around. I'm not quite done yet, but what I can say is, ciao guys. I will see yous in Italia.